returned to her grandmother's village after her death. But something felt wrong. The village was silent, too silent. The villagers didn't welcome her. They avoided her, like she didn't belong there anymore. She arrived at the old house. The courtyard was empty, dry, and lifeless. The wooden gate creaked open. An old villager passed by. He didn't look at her. He whispered, "Don't go near the bull." Inside the house, Lena moved through dusty rooms. Everything was frozen in time. She sat on the bed when suddenly she noticed a door. A back door, slightly open. Through the gap, she saw the backyard. Without thinking, she stepped outside. Her eyes moved, scanning the darkness, watching here and there. Then suddenly a black shadow of a bull moved. Her heart dropped. She turned and rushed back inside. After a while, her fear slowly faded, but the image stayed in her mind. The bull and the red thread wrapped tightly around its neck. She kept thinking about it, again and again. Slowly, her fear began to change into something else. Pity? If it's real, then it must be hurting. This is cruelty, not a curse. Eventually, sleep took over. But at midnight, she jolted awake. Something was bothering her, something she couldn't ignore. And deep down, she knew it was the bull and the thread. She grabbed the lantern, her hands trembling, and walked toward the backyard once more. Slowly, step by step. The bull didn't react. It only watched her. Her hand trembled and touched the thread. She loosened it. Nothing happened. No sound, no movement, just silence. But in reality, she had done something forbidden. Now, something was watching, waiting. Exhaustion slowly took over her, and before she realized it, she fell asleep again. Suddenly, she woke up, gasping for air. She ran to the mirror and froze. A red thread was wrapped around her neck. A voice echoed inside her mind. Soft, broken, amused. Finally, the first keeper is awake. Her mind was struck by a sudden flashback. The villagers, the man, and her grandmother. Years ago, a man arrived in the village. Wounded and wearing torn clothes, Lena's grandmother took pity on him and gave him shelter in her house. But soon, she sensed something wrong. Watching from the window, she saw him performing a dark ritual. In reality, he was a black art master, and he wanted one thing: the control over demon. He needed 3 human keepers. When Lena's grandmother realized something was wrong, she called a spiritual man for help. But it was already too late. The black art master had already marked Lena's grandmother as his first keeper. The demon had started entering her body. Fear took over the villagers. They dragged him out of the house, tied him tightly to a tree, and burned him. He Screams echoed through the entire village. Then the spiritual man arrived. Too late. The flames were already rising. His eyes widened in horror. "Stop!" he shouted. "This is not the end. The demon has already entered this realm. Bring the lady outside the house," he commanded. The villagers dragged her out of the house. The spiritual man stepped forward, his voice dropping into a dark chant that filled the air. The woman covered her eyes, trembling as she was pushed down and laid aside on the cold ground. He ordered, "Bring a black bull." The demon was pulled out from the grandmother and pushed into the bull. The spiritual man tied a red thread. His hands were shaking. "Whoever loosens this becomes the next keeper." The bull was locked away in the backyard, and the village was warned, never touch the thread. Now, Lena understands. She didn't free the bull. She activated the curse. The thread doesn't break curses. It only chooses who suffers next.